segment we have here called Photo Friday Home Tour. Now, last week we showed a rather imperfect, or it was 2 weeks ago, because with Matt Nathanson we had to skip this segment. We ran way over with him, as we're running over with Jamie right now.
Hell yeah. That's for you, Matt.
So what I'll tell you is...
God, I love him so much. I can't wait to listen to that podcast.
We had this imperfect photo of my living room. We were just moving in, and there's like tape on the floor, and there's like other things going on in the living room, and it's rather incomplete. What we're trying to show is that minimalism doesn't have to look like it always exists in a magazine. However, today, I'm going to show you my level of OCD, and you're welcome to criticize me here.
Okay.
This is my junk drawer, Danny Unknown. If you want to pull up my junk drawer, this is literally my junk drawer. I changed only one thing to make it more photogenic, the tape that you see there. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, you'll see it above my left shoulder here. Otherwise, I'm just going to describe it here real quick. So this is a junk drawer. I use drawer dividers from a company called Salt. I don't know that I would recommend them because there's a lot of waste in their packaging when I ordered it. Now, they're custom junk drawer dividers. There's not a whole lot of junk in this junk drawer, though. It's everything that is useful for me, so it's rather intentional. But I will say that everything in this drawer, I think everything in the drawer, might be a duplicate of something that is elsewhere in the house. So you can see I have a toothbrush and toothpaste, and this is in our kitchen. Why do you have a toothbrush in the kitchen?
Just in case, man.
Yeah, right. No, not really. Because I don't want to wake my wife up in the mornings. I get up way before her. And so I don't want to run the water while she's still sleeping and wake her up. So I go out to the kitchen and I brush my teeth out there.
That's so sweet.
Isn't it? That's what I said.
So sweet. See, again, these are the kind of couples I want to model myself after. I can't make fun of you, dude. My OCD kicked in. I'm borderline turned on looking at that. I was like, that is exactly how you organize a drawer, sir. That looks great.
Now, I will tell you that everything in here. So you got some gum. You have a little massage tool that I use on my calves. I use that regularly. There's some floss in there. There's one of those little balls you put underneath your feet when you're sitting at a desk, and you just massage the bottoms of your feet.
This is great.
There's a few guitar picks in there, which I use regularly. I have a red pen and a black pen. I have a tape measure, which is a duplicate. I have a tape measure in our toolbox. I never want to go I use a tape measure all the time. Don't ask why.
Yep.
And I need access to it. So I'm like, why don't I just make one that's easily accessible? So maybe this isn't very minimalist to me because most of the things in here are duplicate items, but these are things that I use with regularity. And also, this is my junk drawer. My wife has a separate, maybe not as tidy, but relatively tidy junk drawer as well. Although her junk drawer is twice the size. And so I get to store a few things in there occasionally too.
I don't have a junk drawer yet, but I want to use this time to mention something about social media when you talked about your living room and, not always being perfect or whatever. Yesterday, I noticed that my social media, my Instagram stories at the Jamie Kilstein, it was like me at the beach, me at a fancy restaurant. Oh, look, I'm at a fancy hotel for the first time, all this stuff. And I also realized that earlier in that day, I had a panic attack. I had complete imposter syndrome about, do I deserve this life I have? I've been catastrophizing, all this stuff. And so I made a post about that. And I tweeted that too. And I go, hey, I'm catching myself doing the thing, the thing we criticize influencers about. When you see a couple and they did some kind of photo shoot and the first line in it is just like, babe, we've been through a lot. And you're like, oh, they are struggling right now. I was doing that. And part of me was probably posting that cool stuff because I was feeling down on myself. And I was like, no, but look, I'm at the beach. I can't feel sad. And so, yeah, I posted that just to be like, hey, guys, just so you know, my life looks really dope right now, and it is. And I'm very grateful for it. And yesterday was pretty much 80% an awesome day. But also I had these struggles. And dude, the amount of people who started hitting me back and they're like, thank you for posting that. I'm trying to teach my kids this. I'm trying to, all this stuff. So the internet is not real all the time. Social media is definitely not real all the time.
So feel free to roast me in the comments if you want to make fun of my OCD in the junk drawer.
They're wrong if they do.
And what I will say is that future episodes, as we're going through these Photo Friday home tours that we post every Friday for our video Patreon subscribers, you can see photos of inside our homes. And now that TK's moving, and we'll get into Ryan's home as well, you're going to see some imperfections. It's not going to look like it's a part of Real Simple magazine. There'll be times where even this you wouldn't put in Real Simple magazine, but I don't like to hide clutter in drawers. If I'm going to put something in a drawer, I want it to still have a purpose. I don't want to stack things up. I don't want to hide my clutter. I don't want to hide a bunch of dead things in these drawers.
Yeah. I love the contrast that you're showing the immaculate version where it's tidy, organized, and neat, but you're also willing to show, hey, here's what it looked like before, so that people can kind of get the inspiration that comes from that before and after. That a lot of this pristine, organized, minimalistic, simple look doesn't just come from you being gifted by the gods or you just having it easy or whatever it may be. Like, no, you too know what it's like to have to make decisions about clutter or have to adapt to a new space.
This is all useful junk for me. As soon as something ceases to be useful, then it's real junk. This is an actual junk for me.
Right.
These are non-essentials that add value to my life. And I will retain them as long as I continue to get value from them and they don't get in the way. Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.